Alright, hello, I'm Silver Kyle, and today I'm going to be doing a Blu-ray collection update, which I haven't done in eons. I really, in the last 2 years, I just haven't picked up too many Blu-rays. It would just be like one here and there. Sometimes at Christmas or my birthday I'd get a few extras, but it was just never enough to like really justify doing like a video like this. So anyway, in the past few weeks I ended up doing a decent enough amount of Blu-rays that I picked up. Here's the first stack. And I also just recently got in the mail two shipments from Amazon that I'm really excited to get into. So I was like, that's enough to do an update. Let's do it. So the first thing that I ended up ordering, and I've already watched these, I'd probably say that I ordered them about a month ago or so. I already have the season 1 to 4 and season 6 of this show, and just by chance I'm wearing the shirt of it already. It's Dexter. I already own season 1 to 4, which are by far my favorite. Seasons 1 to 4 are excellent. Like, honestly, if the show would have ended there, that would have been the best series ever. But then they continued for 5, 6, 7, and 8. And they're not as good. So I was missing... I had 6 because at the time when it had come out, that's the season that I was watching. So I had already watched season 1 to 5, and I was at season 6, so I had gotten it as a gift at one point from my father from Christmas when that Blu-ray first came out. So I still needed 5, 7, and 8. So I ended up getting season 5, which my girlfriend and I watched season 1 to 4, and she was absolutely addicted to it. She loved it so much, and I was like, yeah, but we can stop now. And like, honestly, they're not that bad. But if you compare 5 to 8 versus 1 to 4, it's crazy how much the show just wasn't as good. But she really wanted to continue, and I just kept like postponing it and watching other stuff. But I finally gave in, and I ordered season 5. Season 5 is still okay. It's, from what I remember, the better seasons post season 4. I still kind of enjoyed a lot of aspects of it, but it just really lost. One of the main things that I loved about Dexter, and you get that more so in season 1 to 3, but season 4 is just on a whole new level because of the Trinity Killer, played by John Lithgow, who is fantastic in that role. But seasons 1 to 3 really had a Dexter where he's so socially awkward, and he talked a lot more to the camera, or off screen, but you just hear him talking his thoughts, his comprehensions of how people work. And they filmed it in such a way as well that they focused more on what they were filming. They changed the colors. They really showed that they were filming in Miami. And they do it in the other seasons too, but they took their time with every shot. The pacing took a lot longer for you to get somewhere, but it was in this kind of weird Dexter way that worked really well for the show, because he was kind of narrating it and showing how weird certain things are, and they'd have these zoom-ins and really saturated pictures. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And then season 5 to 8, and they kind of just stopped doing that to progress more with the storyline. But the storyline wasn't as interesting either. Seasons 1 to 4 have excellent stories, and season 5 is still pretty good. I still enjoyed the story in this, but compared to the others, then I already have it, but so I did not pick this up recently. But then we watched season 6. Season 6, once again, still okay. It's starting to dip at this point. Season 7 starts off awesomely, and then by the last few episodes, I just don't care anymore. Like they're still okay. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is still like worth watching. It's just not nearly as good as the first 5 or the first 4. And then finally, season 8, which we are currently rewatching, or I'm rewatching. She's watching it for the first time. This is only my second time watching season 8. It's okay. It's. I don't remember how much. I've only watched season 8 once when it first aired, and it was okay. I just remember being, for the most part, disappointed. But we'll see how that goes. Still, though, because of season 1 to 4, I'd say that Dexter is my like 3rd favorite show of all time, probably, just because of the first 4 seasons. Like that. So good, those first 4 seasons. Next up is a collection of movies that I picked up because my girlfriend had not seen any of these, and I was like, well, I need to get this. And I got it for like $25 or something. And that is the Rocky collection. So this has Rocky 1 to 6, or Rocky 2, 3, 4, 5, and Rocky Balboa, which is the 6th one. And it is the 40th anniversary, but it's really just the packaging on the outside. it is this version. So if you have this version, this is the exact version that I have, because they kind of had it separately before. Anyway, Rocky 1, fantastic film. Honestly, that is one of the best sports movies ever made. Rocky 2, still really good. I really enjoyed the second one. It followed so well. Rocky 3 is kind of just there. It's okay. Still worth a watch if you're following the series. Rocky 4, about the same as Rocky 3. Rocky 5 is not as bad as everybody says it is. It's okay. Like a 4 or a 5. It's watchable. But just compared to the other movies, it's not nearly as good. And then Rocky 6 is right up there with probably the second movie. Not as good as the first, but I still really enjoyed the sixth one. So we watched all of these. She really enjoyed them, especially the first few. She didn't like 5 as much. That was pretty much the only one that she didn't care for, and I'm kind of in the same boat in that aspect. Now, for these next few movies, my mother has watched some of the MCU movies, the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. She had watched Iron Man 1, and I think Avengers 1. That's it. And I really, after watching Avengers Infinity War, I really wanted her to see that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make a list of movies that we have to watch for you to understand and appreciate what happens in Infinity War. So I decided that she'd seen Iron Man and Avengers, so she knew Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, and Captain America. So I said, okay, we'll watch Avengers Age of Ultron, which I watched on Netflix, and Guardians of the Galaxy 1, which I also watched on Netflix. So she's watched Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man, Avengers 1, Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, and then I ended up picking up Civil War, which is one of my favorite MCU movies by far. Love this one on Blu-ray. Really wish that they would make a 4K release of this, even if it wasn't like true 4K. But we checked that out. She's enjoying all the Marvel movies so much. Her favorite is probably Thor. But she likes Hulk. She likes Spider-Man. She likes so many of them. And she was freaking out when Spider-Man showed up in here because she had no idea. She when these movies first started coming out in Avengers, the first movie came out, I told her that Spider-Man can't be in it and neither can X-Men. She's like, oh, that's too bad because I actually know those characters. Like, she didn't really know Iron Man, she didn't know Captain America, she didn't know Thor. She knew about Hulk because of me, because I loved Hulk as a child, and she knew about Spider-Man and X-Men because of the TV shows, and she would sometimes see it when I was watching it as a child once again. So she was kind of sad that Spider-Man wasn't in it, and X-Men because she knew Wolverine. But when Spider-Man showed up, and she was like, oh my god, what? She was like freaking out. She's like, because she's French. And then we watched Doctor Strange, which is once again another one of my favorite films in the MCU. As a standalone film, I would say that if you don't include Guardians of the Galaxy, because Guardians of the Galaxy is like a team, it's not just one person. Still there's other secondary characters in Doctor Strange, but he's the main focus of it. I would say that this is my favorite solo movie. I'd still probably say Guardians is better than it, the first Guardians anyway. But Doctor Strange was amazing. Benedict Cumberbatch as his character is phenomenal. I just love the character of Doctor Strange. I love the world that he's in. I'm not having this close enough, am I? I'll do a quick. Well, I mean, it's not that exciting. It's just what they are. But anyway, Doctor Strange, freaking awesome movie. I absolutely loved it. I really hope they make a sequel. Then I ended up getting my first 2 4K Blu-rays. They're not true 4K. They look better than the Blu-rays of these, and they were pretty nice on my 4K TV. So the first one, and I got these from my girlfriend when we had our anniversary not too long ago. She ended up getting a few 4K Blu-rays for me because she knew that I just recently got my Xbox One X plus a 4K TV. So Thor Ragnarok, which watching it a second time, I enjoyed it a lot more. I liked it the first time around, but I didn't probably give it enough praise. I rated it, I think, a 7 out of 10, and I might have actually done a review for this. I can't remember if I did or not. But either way, I know that I rated it on IMDb as a 7 out of 10. but I would say that it's actually probably an 8. I enjoyed this a lot more. I still feel that Hulk was kind of underutilized, but other than that, I had a blast watching this again, and it did look quite nice. But I still haven't seen a full 4K movie yet, like a true 4K movie. Then I watched Black Panther for the first time, and everybody was like, and that's the thing, when I watch a movie the first time and so many people are raving about it, and that's what was happening with Thor Ragnarok. People were raving about this, so I was expecting like the best Marvel movie ever, right? And it was good, and it's one of the better ones for sure. I would give it an 8. And then I was hearing so many good things about Black Panther, and then I watched it and I was like, it's okay, it's good, but it's by no means would I say that this is in my top 5 for Marvel, the MCU. There's 19 movies in the MCU, so I mean, top 5 is up there, but I don't even think it makes my top 10. There's a lot of other movies that I would probably say are better than it. Every one of the Avengers movies, so that's 3 right there. Iron Man 1, Doctor Strange, the 2 Guardian movies, Thor Ragnarok. Maybe it makes the top 10. But even then, I still think I preferred like Thor 1, Captain America Winter Soldier, obviously. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Yeah, it doesn't make the top 10. It's still worth a watch, definitely. And I there are certain aspects of it like that I really like. I really like all the stuff that about the tribes and things that they had in this film. I thought that was really cool. I also think that the women in this movie are just so badass. I really enjoyed and having seen them in Avengers Infinity War, I was like, oh man, they are pretty awesome. Like especially the lead girl. I don't remember what her name is, but she was just. I was like, I just dig that girl. She's freaking awesome. Yeah, there's certain aspects that I liked about it, and others that I didn't. Still worth watch, but I was expecting a little bit more. All right, so that's everything I had picked up, and then I ordered 2 other things here. There's no other 4K movies, unfortunately. You'll see what I did. All right, so we're starting this off with, ooh, and I got a slipcover. I'm so happy. All right, so first things first. Now there is a 4K of this, but it's not real 4K. And considering it's like $20 cheaper to buy the Blu-ray, I ended up going with the Blu-ray. So I got the Rocky movies so that we could watch Creed. And I will say, I kept telling my girlfriend that we were going to watch 2 more boxing movies. She's like, oh, well, we just watched all the Rocky movies. I don't want to see anything else. Rocky's the only things that are really worth watching. I was like, no, there's other good boxing movies. She's like, and I was like, don't look up anything. She's like, okay, I won't. But like, why are we watching more boxing movies? I want to watch something else. She kept saying that. She's like, Rocky's the only good ones. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I know. And I don't want to say anything. Because I wanted to show her this movie, and I was going to, like, I was not going to let her see the, I wasn't going to let her see the cover, and I was just going to put the movie in and not let her see the title screens with the opening credits. I was just going to skip, because I have not seen this movie. But I assume that you don't know it's an actual Rocky movie until Rocky all of a sudden shows up in the restaurant, according to the trailer. And that's what I was hoping for. But what she did was she just typed in boxing movies on Google, and she's like, I'm going to click just on one movie that I see here, because I know it's going to... She really doesn't care about boxing movies other than Rocky. She clicked on one movie, and it was Creed, and she saw Stallone, and she's like... and she's like, I'm in so much trouble, and she told me, like, I'm in so much trouble, and I probably shouldn't have done this. I was like, what did you do? And she looked at it. So she knows that there's technically another Rocky movie. That would have been so cool, her watching a movie. And once again, I have not seen the Creed. I've only seen the trailer, but I assume that it follows Creed more, and then Rocky shows up in the restaurant, and he's like, there's more that happened here. And then she would have been like, is that Rocky? That would have been such a cool moment. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. All right, next up, the best movie, hands down, of 2017. And I got the slipcover for it too. And that is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Ebbing, Missouri? I don't know. Fantastic movie. If you have not seen this movie, I strongly recommend checking it out as soon as possible. This is everything that I like about movies. It's so good. Check out the trailer. If you like the trailer, you are going to enjoy this movie so much. I cannot praise this movie enough. Fantastic film. The only really standout movie that you had to see in 2017. If this is the only movie you saw in 2017, you didn't miss much else. There's a few other ones, but that's definitely at the top of the list. It is the top of the list. All right, and last two things. One of these will not be an actual Blu-ray, it's a DVD, because they don't have a Blu-ray for it. But I just had to order it. And I kept seeing it in Walmart, but I wanted the slipcover, and I figured that if I ordered it from Amazon, I would get the slipcover, and I did. And that is season 1 of Rugrats. I grew up with this show. There's so much sentimental value here. So much nostalgia packed into this. For $10, you cannot go wrong for season 1 of Rugrats. And now I can get all the other seasons. I don't know if I'm going to get all the seasons because I don't really like the later seasons of Rugrats. But the first few seasons are just absolutely amazing. And my girlfriend really likes these too. So we're going to have fun watching that. And the last pickup that I have would be another boxing movie that I think she's really going to enjoy because of who's in it. And that would be Southpaw. Jake Gyllenhaal is one of my favorite actors by far. She really enjoys him too, and she really likes Rachel McAdams. So it'll be interesting if you know the movie. Yeah. So she doesn't know about this movie at all, which is kind of good. I would have preferred for her to have clicked on Southpaw though instead and been like Rachel McAdams and Jake Gyllenhaal, and she would start freaking out instead of that, because I really wanted her to be going into Creed having no idea that it was an actual Rocky movie. That would have been such like a twist, I find. So let's grab everything that I've picked up. Good amount of movies here and TV shows. So there you have it. Everything that I picked up in the last month-ish. So thank you all for watching. You've been bearded in. Hopefully I do these every so often, or a little bit more than I used to. Once again, thanks again. Beardage.